the hard problem of consciousness, let me just say a few things about each of these terms. The hard problem of consciousness is something that is consciousness studies people are, and this is giving them headaches. This is the central issue in consciousness studies today. That how can a physical system generate something how can something objective generate the subjective experience of consciousness? How can body and brain, how can it generate a first person experience? No other thing in the world does that. Every other item, whatever physical description you give of it, that's the beginning and the end of it. Say, for example, the microphone. The engineer can give a description of it, the chemist can give a deeper description of it, and the physics professor can give an even deeper description of this microphone. At the level of a gadget, at the level of the chemicals composing it, at the level of the fundamental particles composing it. And that's the description of this microphone. There is no such thing as how does it feel to be a microphone? From within, does it feel like something to be a microphone? What does it experience itself as? The question is meaningless. You say, why? How do you know? I don't know, but the thing is, no engineer, no scientist, no philosopher ever will even make that claim, that there is something what it feels like to be a microphone. There's no evidence for that. If you talk like that, then you can talk anything. So, every physical system can be described in one way, in terms of physics, chemistry, biology, engineering, whatever you call it. But this system, there is something very strange about you, the physical system. Whatever the doctors and the biologists describe about you does not encompass the whole of you. There is something within you, like right now, all the time, what you consider yourself to be, and what the doctor describes you as, there is a disconnect. What is the disconnect? Your experience of yourself, our experience of ourself is what? Sights, sounds, smell, touch, taste, thought, feeling, desire, pain, pleasure, understanding, memory, forgetting. All of these are directly experienced by us. And what does the biologist or the doctor say? The doctor speaks about muscles and tissue and organs, and the biologist speaks about, or the neuroscientist speaks about the nervous system, the electrical activity in the brain. Where is the connection? It seems that the physical body produces that one, what we experience as consciousness. That seems to be the mainstream view now. How it produces, nobody knows. Not only nobody knows, the startling thing is nobody has even an idea of where to begin. Nobody has an idea of where to begin. The scientific approach, the two broad approaches that are there, one is to deny consciousness altogether. Basically, they are saying you don't exist. Body exists, the organs exist, the cells exist, but you as a person, you don't exist. You have to deny it. You say that is ridiculous. Whether the body exists or not, it exists in my awareness. I am aware of the body. If you cannot explain awareness, then you have not even scratched the surface of what I am. The other approach is to reduce you, the awareness, to the body, to the brain. Somehow the brain produces consciousness, like this candle produces light and heat, the flame. We call it an epiphenomenon, a byproduct of the neurochemical processes in the nervous system and the brain is the consciousness which you call yourself. How? Don't know. This is the only approach that science has so far. Even the most sophisticated attempts to explain consciousness, whether in terms of information theory, Tonini, I think, yes, it's still trying to reduce it to brain states. And the information theory can be used to analyze and understand the brain states. But what about the consciousness, the stuff of our awareness itself? Nobody knows. That is called the hard problem of consciousness. And the person who coined that term, David Chalmers, he is the head of the mind-brain science, mind-brain consciousness unit in NYU. Now, your question here is, Josh's question is Ekajivavada connected to this hard problem of consciousness? What is Ekajivavada? Here is the time when you'll want to go and sit in the boat. Ekajivavada is this. I am consciousness. That's what Advaita Vedanta says. And Advaita Vedanta says it is one consciousness. Now, there are different ways of dealing with this, the different approaches. The standard approach is that one consciousness associated with all these minds and bodies are the different individuals. And we have to finally realize our oneness with Brahman, that we are one with Brahman, one existence, consciousness, bliss. That's the standard approach. That's what we hear all the time. But there is another approach, which is, I would call a non-standard approach. Only some very radical non-dualists, Josh seems to be exploring that, would say that. You know what they say? It's those who are philosophy students, I can put it to you one word. It's radical philosophy. Okay, two words. Radical solipsism. But what it means is this. This Ekajivavada, it literally means one jiva. The doctrine of one jiva, one sentient being. See, we are one consciousness and everything appears in that one consciousness. You will say, Swami, hold on. The Ekajivavadin will say at that point, he will interrupt you and say, hold on. Everything appears in that one consciousness, everything appears in my consciousness. All these other jivas, all these other beings, they are appearing in my consciousness. Right? How do I know that they are actually separate beings? They could all be like the people I see in my dream. You see, in a dream, you see so many people, but those people are not separate beings. They are all part of your imagination, products of your mind. They are products of your mind. Are they 101 different people you met in the dream? None of them are different. They are all you. In your dream, your mind appears as so many people, and you interact with them also. But in the dream then, there is actually one sentient being. Who? The dreamer. In the dream, in your dream, there is only one sentient being, the dreamer. Are you with me so far? Now what the Advaitin does is, this Ekajivavadin, he transfers that to the waking stage also. Says the waking stage is in principle no different from a dream. In principle, there is only one person here. We are not talking about God or Brahman. Only one person. Who is that person? You. What about everybody else? What about you, Swami? We are all part of your dream. But each one of us can say that. I am the only person. And everybody else. See, that doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to be a way of taking you to that enlightenment. It's a methodology. But Ekajivavada holds there is only one jiva. That jiva alone, in that jiva's imagination appears samsara and Ishvara. And when that jiva becomes enlightened, it realizes itself as Turiya Brahman. That's it. What about others? No others. Is that connected with the hard problem of consciousness? Only insofar as it deals with pure consciousness. The hard problem of consciousness applies across the board. Whenever you talk about consciousness, all of it. So, what Ekajivavada is very close to is, in Western philosophy, it would be called Solipsism, a very radical kind of solipsism, that only you exist.